Hi, Gunn here from Lethbridge News Now. Welcome to the weekly from LNN, where we go over some of the biggest stories from this past week and what we can look forward to this weekend. Most COVID restrictions are no longer in effect in Alberta. Step 2 took effect Tuesday and sees the removal of provincial mask mandates, limits on social gatherings, school requirements, and more. There will still be mandatory masking in high-risk settings such as AHS facilities, continuing care centres, and public transit. As well, you'll still have to isolate if you have COVID symptoms or test positive. Over 100 people showed their support for Ukraine as a rally outside of Lethbridge City Hall took place on Saturday. Many of those in attendance are worried about their families back home, and attendees sang songs in Ukrainian and held signs saying, "Stop the war, Putin's a war criminal, and pray for Ukraine." As for the 2016 federal census, Lethbridge was home to 6,500 people in Ukrainian descent, while Alberta has the largest Ukrainian population in the country. Lethbridge will be the focus for the new ICU beds in an AHS South Zone. Alberta is looking to add 50 new ICU beds across the province over the coming months. $300 million is being spent to increase both the number of beds and staff to support them. $100 million will be invested this year to buy the equipment and hire new staff. The organizer of the Ottawa convoy is seeking a review of judge's decision to deny her bail. Tamara Leach was arrested last month on a charge of counseling mischief and was denied bail on the 22nd in Ontario Supreme Court. She says if she knew the judge was a Liberal candidate in 2011, she wouldn't have asked for a different judge. Leach believes the judge was biased against her cause. A drug house has been shut down by the Alberta Sheriffs for violence and drug activity. Residents reported seeing a steady stream of people visiting the property in vehicles, on bikes, and on foot. There was reportedly 10 overdoses at the property in recent years, 2 of which were fatal. The owner of the property will now not have access to it for 90 days. The University of Lethbridge is hosting Canada's West men's basketball playoffs, and they're starting right now. For the first time, the men's and women's Canada West postseason will feature a 17 single-team knockout tournament, and men's games will be played at the U of L and the University of Calgary, and the women's games will be played at the U of C and Mount Royal. The Pronghorns men's teams play Friday with their opponent not yet set, and the women's team starts its tournament run on Saturday. Those are just a few of the stories we've been covering this week. To stay up to date on the latest local and regional news, head over to lethbridgenewsnow.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our Lethbridge News Now mobile app. If you have any stories or topics that you'd like us to follow, send us a message. Thanks for watching, and tune in next Friday for another edition of The Weekly with me, Gunn. Have a great weekend.